Hello everybody, welcome to today's video, which is going to be exploring the similarities between blood and money, and how they both circulate in our lives. We often hear the phrase, blood is thicker than water, but have you ever thought about the fact that blood and money both play crucial roles in our daily lives, and are of course necessary for survival? Me, coming from a biological background, now exploring this world of entrepreneurship, I'm deeply interested and fascinated by the duality between our bodies and that which is presenting itself before our very eyes. So in today's video, we're going to dive deeper into this, starting with a short clip, about 20 seconds, from the man himself, Joseph Rodriguez.
The point I wish to emphasize is that if you convince your subconscious mind that wealth is yours, and that it is always circulating in your life, you will always and inevitably have it, regardless of the form it takes. When your blood is circulating freely in your body, you are healthy. When money is circulating freely in your life, you are economically healthy.
So while it is this idea of circulation that is of utmost importance, let's kick it off to Andrew the scientist for a further explanation. Alright everybody, so here we are in the Arc browser, and I wanted to break this down, but first, shout out Arc browser, it's pretty cool, recommend you check it out. I wanted to break it down with a diagram. So here we can see the red blood cells, and I've kind of outlined its subcomponents, and I've compared that to the business. And so as we can see, walking through this diagram, we have a red blood cell in the form of a company, and each company makes up many different working groups. Each working group makes up a single person, or includes many people, and these people have a desire, and this desire is applying skill to provide value, and value in this sense is the oxygen, and this oxygen is vital to life itself. And so thus we can see the overlap, as mentioned by Joseph Rodriguez, at a more ingrained level, beyond the circulatory effects that are discussed prior. So with that being said, we can head on over to ChatGPT. As mentioned before, check out my last video all about this. So we can see here, where exactly do red blood cells come from? Well, red blood cells come in two different types, and they are in the bones. In particular, the red parts, they are primarily in our bodies, in the sense of our spines, our pelvis, our chest bones, our skull. All of that makes up the red blood cells, and that makes up red blood cells through this process known as hematopoiesis. And with that, we have differentiation of stem cells, and these stem cells all come from fetal development, as we can see here. Whether you're a human or you're an adult mouse with very thin appendages, ultimately we all make these embryonic stem cells that can thus differentiate into what we need to survive, and thus create companies. And so I try to break this down one step further by going like this. So here we see red blood cells in the form of companies. These companies use incubation, whether it be an accelerator program, an incubation program, pretty much those that have the experience, the know-how, and the expertise to be able to aid in those that have the idea, the inspiration, and the vision to turn that vision into reality in the form of a company. And that's exactly what I compare to the red bone marrow. And this red bone marrow is formed from hematopoiesis, aka stem cell differentiation. And here I could say the open-mindedness of the entrepreneur, the founder, the creator themselves. This is what is needed at one of the most primal levels. And of course, whether it's fetal development or how you're born, the nature of us is the bedrock. We have that constant that we are born, okay? That's our nature. We are who we are. However, it is the nurturing of who we are that we all go through. We all go through hematopoiesis. We all have the ability to have an open mind, receive ideas, as I've mentioned in other videos, go through incubation, whether it's alone or with these established industry players, and eventually we can form companies that provide value. I will conclude by saying that it's all a mindset. The mindset you have when you are receiving money, when you're thinking about money, when you're doing taxes, when you're spending your money, all of these mindsets that we have must be analyzed, they must be reflected upon, and recognize what parts of these are in harmony with the core vision that we are striving towards, that we're using this money to aid in the development of. Is it truly stacks of dollar bills that we truly want in our life? Probably not. Or is it the value that we want to give to others, that generate feelings in ourselves and others that we want? Overall, there's a deeper meaning behind the money itself. However, it is vital to our economies, vital to our lives, vital to our sense of well-being, whether we recognize it and acknowledge it or not. We can have our desires paired with our skills, in collaboration with others, to be able to effortlessly flow towards the collective destination that allows value to be exchanged in return for monetary resources. And in the same way, we have blood cells that ultimately carry oxygen that come from a certain spot of our bodies that all come back to fetal development. There's a whole world to uncover within our own bodies, but we see it played out before our very eyes in this external world. So let's give thanks and appreciate everything that is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.